season. The only thing left was the playoffs.
We had just gone 8-1 in the first two series. We marched through that first round 4-0. We marched through the second round 4-1. Now we're playing what is, in fact, the second best team in the league.
Now they're playing the New Jersey Devils in the conference final, and you knew that it was going to be a grind.
The only reason why we finished first overall that year is because we had beaten them 6 times in the regular season. But they had had a great year, so we knew going into that series it was going to be all we could do to beat them.
Pretty much from the drop of the puck in Game 1 of that series, it was clear to everybody they were witnessing something special. I believe to this day it was the greatest playoff series that the NHL has ever seen. Each game was a novella in itself.
The Rangers are up 2-1. They're in New Jersey. If they win this game, they're coming back up 3-1, and they've got a stranglehold on the series. It's a critically important game for the Rangers.
Despite the stakes, the Rangers slipped to an early 2-0 deficit on goals by Stéphane Richer and Bill Guerin. Billy Guerin scores! As a result, Coach Keenan would make a bold move early.
Mike didn't like the start. He was trying to find a way to get the team going. As coaches do, they're looking to fire up their team.
The Devils are dominating this first period. They are out shooting the Rangers 11-3. They have a 2-0 lead, and we're going to get a new Ranger goaltender. Mike Richter being pulled.
There's no one who's not ready to play. There's no one who's not giving their best. And was there dissension? Yeah. There was a second guessing? Absolutely. We are not being blown out of this game. This is a tight game, so you stick with what got you there.
Apparently, Keenan didn't agree, as one of the Rangers' biggest stars saw his playing time all but disappear.
All of a sudden, I just kind of realized that, geez, I haven't seen Leachy for a while.
We have not seen Brian Leach in this game for a while. Leach has pretty much been kept out of this game.
When you go like 2 minutes and you don't see Brian Leach on the ice, and now all of a sudden it's 10 minutes and you don't see Brian Leach on the ice, you start wondering, like, what's going on.
Was he out at the start of the period? Because he hasn't been out there, Gary, for I don't think he's 8 or 10 minutes.
My name was just never called to go out there. The same players kept going out. I was averaging over 26 to 30 minutes a game at that point. So if you're not out there every other shift or every third shift, and certainly when you don't go for 4 shifts, you realize that you're being sat.
Brian Leach still not on this starting power play unit. Esa Tikkanen is the point man in Leach's place. Wow.
You're just shaking your head as to what is Mike Keenan doing in the third round of the playoffs with the team up in the series. I was bewildered.
There was some moves made because of some injuries and some moves made in terms of getting the team more motivated and prepared for what was to come.
The Rangers aren't ready. They are not ready to play this game. They're making mistakes, mental mistakes. It's just exactly the opposite of what they were the other night in Game 3.
I was completely shocked. Like, I could not believe that he would pack it in a game of that magnitude.
It almost seemed like, I'm not saying this happened, that he threw the game, that he gave up on his team that night, obviously to make a point of some sort.
This is more of Mike Keenan saying to his other players, you're not getting it done.
The players are saying, all right, look, we understand in training camp across the year there's points to be made. Why are we making a point right now? Why are we benching a guy like Brian when we need goals?
Those decisions are, for me, have been and were always instinctive. Sometimes you make moves that are controversial. It's called coaching.
Brian Leach leading everybody in plus-minus with 16 in the playoffs, and Mike Keenan tries to get messages across during games by doing this sort of thing. Guys like Brian Leach are very proud players who don't like sitting.
I thought it was a bad decision. We're in the third round of the playoffs. I've certainly never played a perfect game in my life, and there's certainly a coach's job to send messages. We were beyond that, in my opinion.
The New Jersey Devils, an impressive 3-1 win against the Rangers, and this series is tied at 2 games apiece.
After the game, I was just like, here we go again. Just the way we lost like we just kind of given up, and Keenan, it seemed like he had lost control of the bench. It seemed like panic had set in.
All of a sudden, all that goodwill and all of the excitement of rolling through the first